It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I was going to share something with you because I have some work to do. My reusable molding compound, which I've done a couple of videos about that recently, like I said in the other videos, 2 years old. It's still working, but it's dirty. And I had mentioned that in my last video. And how I normally clean it is I melt it and I pour it through a wire strainer and done. Well, somebody had messaged me, Ed, his name was Ed. Ed messaged me about a better possible way to clean this. So, and he gave me, he told me to get a cheesecloth, which I had thought about trying that. So, I don't have a cheesecloth, but I do have this rag, and it's kind of porous. I can see through it, so I'm thinking that might work pretty good. He also said screening. This is window screen. Just happen to have it sitting in my shop because I just put new screens in this year. He said if the rag doesn't work, try the screening. I'm looking at the screening, and the holes in the screen are actually smaller than in the wire strainer I've been using. So I'm like, okay. I can't find my wire strainer. That's what started the whole thing. So we're going to try these two methods today to clean up this dirty, nasty resin compound. I can see dirt in it, specks, some chunks of resin too. I mean, it just, after a while, it gets kind of funky. It doesn't smell bad. It just got stuff in it. So let's get started on doing the comparison and see which one works better. First, you're going to need two of these. One to heat it up in, one to pour it into, or some other receptacle that are the same size. Make sure they're both the same size so you don't pour it into a smaller container and get it all over the table and then mommy gets mad at you. Just joking. I prefer glass. I think this is Pyrex, and I don't use the plastic containers to melt this down because I just feel plastic melts too. So I always use glass. Microwave safe, of course. So get yourself two of these. I do have two. I gotta go grab the other one. Of course, piece of screen or a rag, whichever one you're gonna do first. That's about it. And a microwave to heat it up. So I'm gonna go heat up my resin, melt this and some others to fill this container with this as it's molten, and then we're gonna give it a try. Let's do it. Okay, I have everything I need right here. Shrunk myself up real tiny up here on the top, and now we're going to see if this works. First, I have a rag. I don't have a cheesecloth. I thought I did, but I don't. But if I look at this rag, and I know what a cheesecloth is, I've used it plenty of times. This rag is pretty much as porous as a cheesecloth. I know you're thinking, oh, it's all stained. Well, I did wash it. It has been used before for other things, like painting and whatnot. But it's all I got, so give me a break. So we are going to try now. I got this heated up. I put this in the microwave for about 2.5 minutes, which is a little longer than I normally do, but I wanted to make sure it was all dissolved, no clumps in it. So what I'm hoping this does is I'm hoping this will go through this rag and filter out some of the clutter that's located in the reusable molding compound. So here I'll pour a little bit on the rag, see if it soaks through. Method number one. Well, it's going through, not very fast though. Like what I'm afraid is going to happen is I'm afraid it's going to cool down before it has a chance to go through the rag and filter. But as you can see, it is going down, but honestly not as fast as I expected it to. It's just going to let that sit for a minute. It's kind of reached a stalemate. The rag has actually been clogged up. So I can move to a unused part of the rag. I'm afraid this is going to drop down in, to be honest with you. But I will try it anyway. So I'm going to the unused part of the rag. It is not really trying to go through there. So I'm going to take this little bit off my container. And this piece I'm just going to throw away. Give me a second here. And now I just threw some compound away. But if I look at what came out, what's in this bowl, it worked. It came through nice and clean. I mean, compared to this, you can see the particles in this it came out lighter. It took a lot of the visible dirt and resin residue that was in there. It worked for that little bit. Unfortunately, the amount I have to use is a lot more than that. So I'm going to try method number 2, which is just a piece of nylon screen that I got from the hardware store. I'm going to put it on top of here. It's a little finer than the wire strainer I normally was using. So I'm going to actually put a gum band around here. Yeah, here in Pennsylvania we call them gum bands. You probably call them a rubber band, or there's a whole bunch of different names for them. Just like toilet paper, if you saw that video I just did. So while this is still hot, I am kind of hurrying. I don't want this to get cold. Let's pour it through the screen and see what happens. Okay, it's definitely going through the screen quicker. Alright, I'm going to dump the whole thing in the screen. Just see what we get. That was a lot quicker, I'll give it that. Took the whole thing, still running through. Looking in the screen, I can see a lot of dirt that it has picked up. There's some residue pieces here and dirt scraps there. Ooh, this is messy. Alright, so I'm taking the screen off. Now let's see what we have. I'm going to get a fresh stick. And let's take a look at it. Okay, hey, the screen did pretty good. I do like the way the rag did it better. But you saw what happened. The rag clogged up real quick. Maybe a cheesecloth might be a little bit better, but I'm thinking it would be the same problem, because the cheesecloth isn't much different than the rag I was using. Because when I stretched open the rag, if you looked on camera, you could see there was plenty of holes there. So that's my answer to that. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I had an audio issue with the last section. I fixed it, obviously, but I also have to reshoot the outro, because after I fixed the sound issue, I started having video issues. It kept freezing up, and I was like, and you could still hear me talk. But I don't know. Anyway, I fixed it. What I wanted to talk about was cleanup. This is one of the containers I used. This is very important if you're going to use this stuff on your cleanup. How I clean this, I chilled it. I threw it in the refrigerator for a little bit and let all the extra stuff solidify, and then it peeled right out. Peeled it out as much as I could, and then I soaked this in a bucket of hot tap water for not even 3 minutes. Just get it in there. You can see it'll dissolve all this stuff. Clean it with a sponge, make sure it's nice and clean. Then clean it again in your regular sink like you would one of your dishes. Then the bucket of hot water, don't ever dump this stuff down your sink. So the bucket of hot water, let it cool down, whatever you want to do. I dump mine in the yard. The compound's not going to screw up your grass. Don't dump it down a sewer. Do not dump it down your drain. It'll be a plumbing nightmare, I swear to God. And I feel like I really need to elaborate on that and let you guys know. But long story short, my outro I want to make it as quick as possible, because this is the second time I've done it. I think Ed was right. I still think the true cheesecloth might work better, but I don't have one. So, I could get in there with rubber gloves and squeeze it out like you're supposed to when you're actually making cheese, but I didn't do that tonight because I was only using a rag. I wanted to see. It got clogged up. The screen, though, I do like the screen. I like the results. It took a lot of crud out of that. The holes in the screen are smaller than the wire strainer I was using. So I'm going to vote no on the rag and yes on the screen. So, yeah, got to keep your stuff clean. And that's about all I have. Might be doing my next video. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween special for my channel. I'm not entirely sure, but kind of lean toward the idea because I love Halloween. And, all right, well, that's about all I had to say. So I will catch you guys later. Leave a like down there. Share it. Subscribe. Whatever you want to do. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason I keep doing this, because you keep looking at my videos and sending me messages and leaving comments. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time.
It's just Bruce, he don't bite. Hello.